Hello to you all, great times, and welcome to it. This is your favorite show, Learn Extra Live. You might be wondering, it is 5 o'clock. Yes, we told you last week that we are changing into this new time slot. So we've kind of upgraded you. So you are now from 5 up until 6 o'clock this whole week, since it is our exam revision. Otherwise, my name is AB, also known as Abram. I'm joined by Mr. Mchali. How are you, sir?
Hey, Tzara.
Okay.
I'm good, Chief.
Already.
Very much ready.
Great. What are we doing on this revision?
We're doing grade 10, just revision of first term's work.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, talking about revision, mindsetters, you know that we've been telling you more about the Samsung competition that we're having and about the Learning Hub from Samsung. As you've seen that last week and last week, we've been telling you how to access the Learning Hub. As you can see, I'll be having it on my screen because, you know, technology, this is what it does. But otherwise, we're having a competition which is called the Learn Extra Marathon Competition. Basically, on the competition, for some reason, this is it. You know, when technology fails you, you need to make a plan. Otherwise, this is the Learning Hub. We've got tons and tons of material loaded there, exam revision material, free stuff, and also some material and that you can buy on the Learning Hub. But otherwise, telling you about the competition now, we only need about 500 new entries for us to have our first draw. Mindset and Samsung have partnered together to bring you the Learn Extra Exam Marathon Competition, whereby all you need to do is to download today's notes on the link that I'll post on Facebook. After downloading those notes, when you look on your notes, there's a race number there on the last page. Use that race number to enter into the competition. Fill in the entry form, which is also on the link that I'll provide on Facebook. Guys, get your friends also to enter for the competition because you're standing a chance of winning one of 3 Samsung tabs, one of 3 Samsung Notes, and one of 3 Samsung tabs. So this is an awesome opportunity for yourself. Otherwise, for today's show, we have an exciting show also ready for you. You need to join us on Facebook. Our Facebook link is facebook.com/learnextra. Like the page, invite your friends also, and let's chat on the page, ask some questions also. But lastly, download your notes right now on the link that will be on your Facebook. Let's learn more, Mr. Mjad.
Thank you. As I was saying, guys, we're looking at your revision, which is your first term's work. I know most of you have forgotten of this work, and in few days you're writing your final exams. So I'm going to go a bit slow this evening because the matrics were saying a bit too fast, but it's just that they were listening too slow. Okay, guys, now we've got the first question, which says simplify the following expressions fully, right? So now we look at m minus 2n, right, multiplied by m squared minus 6mn minus n squared. So what does this mean? This bracket here, whatever is in this bracket, I'm going to multiply with the whole bracket there. Now, because we are still in grade 10, let's just go a bit slow. I'm going to multiply whatever is in the first bracket by the second bracket. So in other words, I am going to have m bracket m squared minus 6mn minus n squared minus 2n bracket m squared minus 6mn minus n squared. Okay, so I'm multiplying the first bracket to the second bracket. Now, do the distributive law. So I'm going to have the m multiplied by m squared. So I've got m to exponent 1 times m squared, which gives us m to 1 plus 2. So this gives us m to exponent 3, right? I move on to m multiplied by negative 6mn. The negative times the positive, I get negative 6. And you've got m multiplied by m, which is m squared, okay? Multiplied by that n. So we're done with the first two. We move on to the last one, okay? Now, I've got m multiplied by minus n squared. So this is minus mn squared, okay? Now, we're done with the first bracket. So we move on to the next bracket. Minus 2n times m squared, we get minus 2m squared n, right? Now, the negative times the negative, we get a plus. So 2n times 6mn gives us 12 mn squared, right? Now, the last part, I've got a negative times a negative, which gives us a plus, okay? The 2n times n squared, we get 2n cubed. Right, now, guys, the next step is to collect like terms now, okay? So you've got m cubed, okay? M cubed does not have a brother there, so you've got your m cubed. Right, now, the minus 6m squared goes with the m squared n. Can you see that this is minus 6m squared n and the minus 2m squared n? So those two are like terms. So what do you get if you add minus 6 to minus 2? You get negative 8m squared n. Now, the next part of our like terms, you've got mn squared. So you have negative mn squared and also plus 12mn squared. So the negative mn squared plus the 12mn squared, this gives us the 11mn squared. And the last part will be your 2n cubed. So this is your final simplification of that particular problem. And mind you, the m squared n is not a like term to mn squared. Okay, now, guys, we can now move on to the next question. All right, now, this is the second question. We're dealing with fractions, okay? Now, with fractions, when we simplify, you can keep your LCD. You always keep your LCD, but if you're solving for x, because at the end of the day, I'll be showing you how to solve for x using fractions, okay? Right, now, in this case, we need to keep our LCD. Oh, first of all, I have to factorize. I've got the x cubed plus 1. Now, how do I factorize the sum of two cubes? Now, I just want to show you here, I've got x cubed plus 1. I will open two brackets, a small bracket and a bigger bracket, right? Now, in a small bracket, I'm going to get the cube root of x cubed, which is x, and then the sign that follows x cubed, it's a plus, and then the cube root of 1 is 1. Now, I need something here that I'm going to multiply to get the x cubed, okay? And what is it? It is x squared. So if you say x squared times x, you'll get x cubed, okay? And our last term, this term, okay, which is 1. So I need something that I'm going to multiply by to get that 1. So the last term is going to be a plus 1, okay? And our middle term, guys, you're going to say x times a 1, which gives you a plus x, and then you change your sign so you get your minus x. Now, it is very wise to check if this gets you back to your original problem. So if you multiply out the x plus 1, bracket x squared minus x plus 1 should give you the x cubed plus 1. So let's just check, okay? Let's go down. I've got x plus 1, bracket x squared minus x plus 1. So now let's multiply out. I will have this x times x squared, that's x cubed, minus x squared plus x, and then this gives us x squared, and then minus x plus 1. Now next we collect our like terms. The minus x squared plus the x squared is naught, x minus x is naught, then we are left with only x cubed plus 1. That also works the same for your difference of two cubes. Okay, now, so done with the simplification of that all stuff that we did beginning of the year. So now, how do you factorize the x cubed plus 1? So I'm going to have x plus 1, bracket x squared minus x plus 1, all divided by x squared minus x plus 1. Right, now let's just try and erase everything that's here. Okay, so I've got now the right hand side of my negative. So I've got a minus, which is an operation sign there. I've got a fraction again, all right? Now, this is a trinomial. I've got 4x squared minus 3x minus 1. Right, let's try and factorize that trinomial, okay? Okay, I'll use trial and error, okay? Right, I've got 4x squared minus 3x minus 1. So let's say if I try 4x and x, right? Factors of 1, then I'll get a 1 and a 1. Right, now let's just check if this is going to take us back. If I've got a negative here and then a plus there. Now, guys, watch. 4x times x, you'll get 4x squared. And then you're going to have 4x times minus 1, get minus 4x, plus the x, which gives us minus 3x. And the last term, it's a plus 1 times a negative 1, okay, which works out. Divide by. Now, I've got 4x plus 1. Okay, now, we're done with the factorization and stuff, and now we're going to check if I've got a 2 divided by 2. A 2 divides a 2, so I'm going to get 1. So now, that's the same thing here. I've got the x squared minus x plus 1 divides the x squared minus x plus 1. And in this case, I've got 4x plus 1 divides the 4x plus 1. Now, what are we left with? We've got now, when we move on, I have the x plus 1 times the 1, which gives us x plus 1, right? Now I move on, there's a minus there, okay? So I've got minus, there is this bracket here, which is your x minus 1. Guys, don't forget to put that bracket, because when you multiply the bracket out, everything is going to change, because if you look at the sign there, it's going to be positive at the end of the day. Now, guys, we're almost done. We just need to remove the brackets. So I've got the x plus 1 minus, now watch, I've got a minus 1. There's a 1 here, guys. So minus 1 times x, I get minus x. And the negative times the negative, I get a plus 1 times 1, which is a 1. All right? So now we've got x plus 1 minus x plus 1. Right? Now we collect the like terms. So you have the x minus x, which is 0. And the 1 plus 1, this gives us 2. So our final answer in this case is 2. So this is a simplified version of our first, this is our second question. All right. So now, guys, I assume you all get that one right. So we can move on to the next question. All right. Question 2. Factorize, right, the following expression fully. You've got your 6x squared minus 7x minus 20. This is a trinomial. We're going to have 2 brackets, okay? So the first part, I'll have 2, oh, this is pink, all right? It's fine, so romantic. Okay, we've got 6x squared minus 7x minus 20. How do you factorize the 6x squared minus 7x minus 20? I'll have 3x here, and then 2x, right? So now, this, when I check, the 3x times the 2x is going to give me the 6x squared. Now, I look for the factors of 20 that when I add or subtract with that 3x and 2x will give me that negative 7. Right. Now, just try, if you put a 5 here maybe and a 4 there. Now, watch, guys. We're going to get a 12 here and a 10. 12 and a 10 is going to give us 22 or a 2. So this is not going to work out because I want a 7. So if I've got a 4 here and a 5. Now, let's just double check. I will have an 8 and also a 15. Now, the combination of 8 and 15, so if you say 15 minus 8, that will give 7. And 15 plus 8, but I just want that 7. So this is going to work out. Now, let me decide on the signs. I've got the 3x. This is going to be 8, all right? This is going to be 8x, that is 15. So the sign of a bigger number, that should go there, and then this is a plus. Now, guys, it is very wise to check your solution, whether it takes you back. So now, my advice to you is when you're done with your factorization, multiply out. Use your FOIL method. Now, let's just check this one. If it works out, you've got your 3x plus 4, bracket 2x minus 5. Now, your FOIL method, you've got this the first part. This is your f. 3x times 2x, you get 6x squared. Haha, this works out, the first part. Now we move on. The 3x times the minus 5, you get minus 15x, right? And the inner part, this is outer, this is inner, right? You get your 8x. And the last part, it's minus 20. Now the only thing that we left with here is to collect the like terms. So I've got 6x squared minus 7x minus 20, which does go back to our original expression. Okay, guys, now what I'm going to ask you to do is you look at this question while you're still going to get some water and tea or whatever you want to get now. Look at this question. Do it post your answers on Facebook. We're just going to check after the break. Over to you, Mganwa.
Thank you, Mr. Mchali. Let me tell you this mindset is about the Learn Extra Exam Revision Marathon Competition. If you have entered, you stand 9 chances of winning. So you've got your tickets, 9 tickets, just by 1 entry, so you don't need to enter again. But if you haven't, make sure that you enter right now and tell all your friends, because you only need about 500 more of you grade 10s to enter. And we're going to be having our first draw this week. You're standing a chance of winning an awesome Samsung tablet, Note, or a tab. 3 of them, 3. So it's about 9 prizes. For now, let's take a break. We'll see you after this. Welcome back, smart grade 10s. Tell you what, Mr. Mjali, already we have some mindsetters who are answering the second question that we have.
Really?
That's so brilliant, hey? I'll give you the answer. I'll give you the answer right now, but let me remind them that if you're stuck anywhere, you can also add our application. We have Mix It, whereby you can submit on our help desk and Mix It, and we can help you. Just search under general context, search for Learn Extra. And now coming back on our Facebook page, but then I'm excited too, talking about Facebook. We've reached about 56,023 likes. 56,000, hey? I'm so excited. So mindset is the family is growing, and let's learn more because we are a learning family. Here's an answer from Lebohang Tumi. Tumi says the answer is, in brackets, A minus 2B, open bracket,
Yes.
A plus 1,
A
close
plus 1.
bracket.
Okay, let's just check if Tumi's answer is correct. We're going to work backwards. We're working from her answer because she's sitting on a Facebook and answering our questions. That's wonderful, Tumi. Where is she from?
I'll let you know.
Somewhere.
I'll let you know.
All right, no problem. Right, let's just check if Tumi's answer is correct. We'll multiply out. I'll show you all the steps, but I just want to work from Tumi's answer. You've got your A times A, you get A squared. A times 1, it's plus A. And then you've got your minus 2B times that, you put minus 2AB, okay, minus 2B. Right? Now let's just rearrange. Oh, wow. This is A squared plus A minus 2AB minus 2B. Good, Tumi. This is the correct answer. Right. But how did she get to that answer? Let's just go back. I think Tumi was looking at this and saying, I can factorize by grouping. Okay? So now, if you look at the first 2 and the last 2, you've got A squared plus A. I can take out a common factor of A, bracket. Now, A squared divided by A, we get A, plus the A divided by the A, this is a 1. Okay? Now, you go to the second part. Okay? This you group your minus 2AB minus 2B. The common factor here will be 2 minus 2B, open bracket. Now, you've got your minus 2AB divided by the negative 2B, of which you get a plus A, and then the negative 2B divided by the negative 2B, you get a plus 1. Now, we're not done yet. There's an A plus 1, which is a common factor because you've got an operation sign negative between the terms, so you factor out the A plus 1. Bracket, if you factor out the A plus 1, you divide A into A plus 1 by A plus 1, you get A, minus the A plus 1 times 2B divided by the A plus 1, you get the minus 2B, close bracket, which Tumi's answer is correct. Some of you can group it differently. Someone will take the A squared minus 2AB and the A minus 2B, but at the end of the day, you will get your A plus 1 bracket A minus 2B. Wonderful. Thank you very much, guys. Now we can move on to the next question. Now, you've got to your question number 3. You can put your calculator away because I can see here it says, find without the use of a calculator, right? Between which 2 consecutive integers does root 51 lies, right? So now if you can just give me a few integers, can you tell me the first? Yeah, your minus 3, 7, that's correct, that's right, that 1, 7, 20, perfect, right? So we want to check without using a calculator, the square root of 51 will lie between which two integers, right? Now, what we can do in this question is, now if I can just write the integers random, okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8, right? Now, if I put a square, right, put a square there, I will get 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, and 64. All right. Now, I need to work with this number, 51. So number 51 will be between these two numbers. So 51 will be between those two numbers. Now I need to work out the square roots. If I put a square root there, square root, square root, square root, square root, square root, and square root that one as well. So I have the square root of 51 between those two numbers, which is the root 49 and the root of 64. So in other words, because we can work out what root 49 is, this is 7, 51, right? And then this is 8. So in other words, when you're answering this question, you're going to say, therefore, the square root of 51 lies between 7 and 8. And some of you, what you normally do is, you just check with your calculator. You go to, say, the square root of 51 is, just to confirm that, okay, it's 7.14. So it's higher than 7 but less than 8. So it means that the root 51 lies between 7 and 8. Hope this one answer your question. All right. Now, guys, we move on to the next question. Let's see. Now, this is the question of showing that this is a rational number. Not 0.245 can be a rational number, but we have to prove that. Okay. Now, prove that 0.245 is a rational number, right? So we can write it in the form of, at the end of the day, we can write it in the form of A divided by B. So we can have a numerator and a denominator. All right. Now, the best way to approach this is to say, okay, let 0.245 recurring equals to x, right? This will be our first equation. Right, so now we've got 0.245 equals to x. Now, I want to get rid of this 45 thingy, the 0.245, right? I am going to multiply. So now I'm telling the marker, multiply equation 1 by, now how many numbers are recurring after a comma? So I've got 3 numbers, so I'm going to multiply by 1,000, right? Now, if I multiply by 1,000, this comma moves 3 times to the right. So I'll get 2, 4, 5 point. Because now this means that this number is going to be 0.245, 245, 245, and whatnot. Just to minimize that repetition and whatnot, we put those 3 dots at the top. So this, we're going to have 2, 4, 5 recurring equals to, now remember, we're saying what you do on the left-hand side, you must also do it on the right-hand side. So you multiply by 1,000 also, so you get 1,000 there. So you have your 1,000 x. This is equation number 2. I've got equation number 1 and equation number 2, so I can solve simultaneously. Now, I am again telling the marker what I am doing. So now, I will say equation number 2 minus equation number 1. So what I have on the left-hand side, this is the 245.245 minus the 0.245, okay? So the 245 minus 0, I get 245. You have, guys, watch, you've got your 245, 245. If you subtract 245, 0.245 minus 0.245, you get a 0. So on the left-hand side, I've got 245 equals to, right-hand side, I have 1,000 minus 1x. So 1,000x minus 1x, I get 999x. Okay? Now, next, I want to make x the subject of the formula. So therefore, x will be 245 divided by 999. Now, before you hand in your script, what you do is you take your calculator and check if this works out. Your given information was 0.245 recurring. So you're going to get in your calculator, when you check, it has to be 0.245. So let's just double check with the calculator. Right. So you've got your solution is, okay, fraction 245 divided by 999. SD. Now, you can see that you've got 0.245. So you've done the correct thing. So this is in the form of A divided by B. So this can be written as a rational number. Okay, right. I hope you get that one right. If there's something you don't understand, just a question on Facebook. We're going to check it for you. All right. Now, I've got question number 4. Simplify to this dot here, guys. It's not 2,3. It's 2 times the 3 to exponent x plus 1 plus the 3 to x plus 2, all divided by 2 times 3 to x plus 3 plus x. Now, what I'm going to do is, now guys, I've got an operation sign plus between these two terms. Okay? I've got an operation sign plus between these two terms. So it means that I'm going to take a common factor at some stage. All right? Now, it's easy to split the exponents so that you can see which one is a common factor. Right. Now, I have 2 times 3 to exponent x times 3 to exponent 1. Now, why are we having 3 to exponent x times 3 to exponent 1? You've got 3 to x times 3 to 1. Right? If you follow your laws, exponential rules, you've got your 3 to exponent, you multiply in the same bases, right, one base, and add the exponents, you've got your x plus 1 there, which gives us, it gets us back to the original one. Right, now there's a plus, split that, you've got your 3 to x times 3 to 2, all divided by 2 times 3 to x times 3 to exponent 3 plus 3 to exponent x. Now, grade 10s, it is now clear for all of us that we've got a common factor. Now, there is a 3 to exponent x here. There is a 3 to exponent x after the operation sign. There's 3 to exponent x. There's 3 to exponent x. Now, remember, this 3 to exponent x is multiplied by 1. Because I've got 1 times 3 to exponent x, I still get the 3 to exponent x. All right. Now, next, I will have to factor out that 3 to exponent x. So I'm going to have 3 to exponent x, open bracket. Now, what do I do with this common factor? I've got the 2 times 3 to exponent x. Now, the 3 to exponent x is going to take care of that 3 to exponent x. I'm left with the 2 times 3. So you're left with 2 times a 3 and then a plus. Now, the 3 to x divides the 3 to x because I've taken it out as a common factor. So this, I'm left with 3 squared, but all divided by, now the common factor here is 3 to exponent x, bracket. Now, guys, if you factor out the 3 to exponent x, you remain with the 2 times 3 to 3 plus. Now, the 3 to x divides the 3 to x, you're left with the 1 there. Now, very nice thing that happens here. You've got your 3 to exponent x divides the 3 to exponent x. So 3 to x divided by 3 to x, we get a 1. Now, we continue with our simplification. Okay, trying to scroll down there. Right, now, let's just, the only remaining part is just the calculator work. Oh, I just want to discourage you of using a calculator. This is just straightforward. 2 times 3, you get a 6, plus 3 squared, it's a 9. So you get 15, divide by. Now, the 3 cubed, that's 3 times 3 times 3, that's 27, by 2, which is 54, plus 1, that gives us 55. Now, this you can still simplify because you've got a 15 divided by 55. They said you must simplify fully. You've got 15, you can divide by 5 there. 15 divided by 5, you get a 3, divide by 55 divided by 5, that's the 11. This is a simplified form of our expression there. Right, so if you simplify your question 4, your final answer should be 3 divided by 11. Right. I'm assuming the guys who got the homework like this, tomorrow they'll be handing in the very same answers and with explanations. Now,
Before
guys,
we move on, Mr. Mchali,
yes.
on the second equation, there's a question from Ntlapos Fiso. If you can just go back.
Okay.
Back.
Not back.
Yes, I think it's the second equation.
And not this one?
I
This?
think that one, yes.
Yeah.
If not that one, it's the following one.
Okay.
He
right,
says, where does the 245, come from?
Oh, let's just go to that question quickly. Where was it again? Okay.
Back.
You have to go back again. All right. Should be scrolling down. The next one. All right. Yes, we found the question. Yes. What is the question?
Where does the 245, come from?
All right. Let me just explain that. The 2,45. Let's just explain that part. Okay, let me just erase here and then I'll explain. You have a 0,245. This is recurring. Okay, that's our first part. Okay, 0,245. So in other words, we have, now let me just expand this. We have 0,245, 245, 245. Now guys, this is going on and on. You'll have your 245, 245. Now, when I multiply by 1,000, if I multiply by 1,000 here, okay, I will move the comma how many times? 3 times. So if I multiply by 1,000, it's 1, 2, 3. So I'll get 245 before the comma and get these 245s recurring. So you'll have your 245 recurring. This is where we got that 245 from. So that other question, you had your x, your 0,245 equals to x, and this one was now 245.245. This is recurring, equals to now 1,000x. And when we say subtract this from that, you get a naught, the 245 minus naught. Now, I think this is the 245 that he's asking for. The 245 minus 0, I've got 245 minus nothing, I still get 245, equals to the 999x. I hope that answers, Pumlani?
It's Ntlapos Fiso.
Ntlapos Fiso. Pras Fiso, I think this answers your question.
Thank you so much. On that note, I think it's time for us to take an ad break.
Sure.
Right, Mind City, stay tuned because we're going to take more of your questions after the break. See you. Welcome back, Mindsetters. Now you still have a chance to enter for the competition, our Learn Extra Exam Revision Marathon competition. Remember, a draw will take place sometime this week, so better enter right now. But if you have entered already, you're standing a chance of winning, 9 times because your name is in the draw already. So get your friends, your classmates, your study mates to enter the competition and stand a chance of winning one of three awesome Samsung tablets, tabs, or notes. So that is an awesome package whereby we are saying mindset, fantastic content, meets fantastic technology with Samsung. Thank you so much, Mr. Mchali.
Thank you.
Over to you.
Yeah, we're back from Klapo's question. The only problem is that it was typed wrongly. It was saying 245 instead of 245. This is a number. This one there's a space, so this is 245. This is 245. Okay, guys. So now we can move on to the next questions. Now, okay, now we need to solve for x. You've got your x squared minus 4x equals to 21. Now the first thing, okay, this is a quadratic equation. You have your x squared minus 4x equals to 21. So you get everything to the left-hand side and then equals to naught, right? So I have x squared minus 4x minus 21 equals to naught. That's the first step, all right? Now, for x squared minus 4x minus 21, I can factorize this. I will have the x, 7, and 3 minus and a plus. Now, what does this mean? I've got the x minus 7, bracket x plus 3 equals to naught. You're still in grade 10, and just go straight, x is 7 or x is negative 3. So what you do is in grade 10, so you say x minus 7 is 0, or x plus 3 is 0. Therefore, x is 7, or x is negative 3. So your final answer here is x equals to 7 or x equals to negative 3. Now how do you check? You take your x equals to 7, substitute on the left hand side, it must also give you the right hand side. Okay, now we can move on to the next question. Right, we want to get the value of x. You're given 96 equals to 3x to exponent 5 divided by 4. All right, so now we want x on its own. Whatever is next to x or multiplies x or exponent to x, you need to get rid of that. We want at the end of the day to have x equal to something. All right, so I've got 3 times x to exponent something. Now the undo of multiplication is division, so I can divide by 3 on both sides, right? So what's 96 divided by 3? We get 32 equals to x to exponent 5 divided by 4. Now I want x on its own, so in other words I want x to exponent 1, right? How do I get 1? I've got 5 divided by 4, so I can, in order for me to remove that 5 divided by 4, I'll multiply by 4 divided by 5 on the right hand side. So now I'm making it not balanced. What I do on the left hand side, I must also do it on the right hand side. So I'm going to multiply by 4 divided by 5 as well on the left hand side. So now I have 32 to exponent 4 divided by 5 equals to x to exponent 5 divided by 4 times 4 divided by 5. Now what happens here is the 5 divides a 5, 4 divides 4, so I get x to exponent 1. Now I look at my left hand side, I'm not using a calculator, but I know that 32 is 2 to exponent 5. But this exponent is multiplied by 4 divided by 5. Okay, now next I have x is, now the 5 is going to divide the 5. I'm left with 2 to exponent 4. But now 2 to exponent 4 is not 2 times 4. It is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which gives us x is 2 times 2, which is 16. So our final answer here is 16. So now I am going to give you this one. I'm going to give you C to try it on your own. I have r equals to 2 root x divided by 3s. I want you to work it out. I'll give you 2 minutes to work it out. Send your answers on Facebook and we're going to check it for you. You have to make that x the subject of the formula. Over to you, Prazo.
Already I've posted the question on Facebook, so let's just get the mindsetters answering the question and let's see what do they say. Otherwise, I'm still on the competition note. We need that 500 target from the grade 10s. So if you haven't entered, enter right now. I'll be checking the answers for you right now.
Okay, sure, cool. Guys, we want to solve for x on this one. Keep your answers
Gracious
coming. Keep your answers coming. Gracious says?
Gracious says x is equal to 16.
Which
one is answering the
x
previous.
is 16. Okay, answering the top one. Yeah.
But for this one, let's see who is answered. Okay, let's see the mindset is.
Guys, come, guys.
I think we should just move on and then
Let's
we'll come
just
back
move
to
on
this
and
one.
do the question,
Yeah.
because this guys, stop, don't sleep, guys. Let's work. Okay, I've got this question here. R equals to 2 square root of x, all divided by 3s. I want to get s on its own, okay? Now, I have here, this is dividing by 3s. The undo of division is multiplication. Now, remember what we do on the left, you must also do it on the right. So I'm going to multiply by 3s on the right hand side and then multiply by 3s on the left hand side. Now, what do we get? We get 3rs equals to 2 square root of x. Okay, so you've got 3rs equals to 2 square root of x. Now, there's something multiplying the x, all right? So you've got your 2 square root of x. So there's 2 times the square root of x. So the undo of multiplication again, guys, is division. So I'm going to divide by 2 on the right-hand side. I will divide by 2 on the left-hand side as well. And the 2 divides the 2. Okay? So now next, what I have is the square root of x is 3rs, but all divided by 2. I want x on its own. There's still a square root there. How do I get rid of the square root? Now, I just want to explain something here. Right? The square root here means I have x to exponent half, right? So now to get rid of that half, I will multiply by 2 and also the right-hand side by 2. But the easier way of working out with this square root here, I can square on both sides. I will square on both sides. So now if I square on both sides, now watch, something very nice here. I've got x to exponent half, but all to 2. Can you see that the half multiplied by the 2, I get 1. So this is going to be just x to exponent 1. So on my left-hand side, I'm going to get x is. Now, very important, guys. What does the 3rs divided by 2 all squared means? It means that whatever is in the bracket, I'm going to multiply by itself. Right, so I'll have 3rs divided by 2 times 3rs. Okay, I nearly said al because the Zulus don't have r. Okay, so the 3 squared, it's a 9. R times r is r squared, right? Times s is s squared, all divided by 4. So in other words, our final answer is x equals to 9r squared, s squared, all divided by 4. So this is the value of x in a simplified form.
All right, the mindset have just ended the question somewhere. Almost all of them gave me this answer.
Okay?
It says x is equal to, in brackets, 3sr divided by 2, close the bracket,
Whole square.
to the exponent of 2.
Sure, sure. Wait, but then they have to simplify further and get the 9r squared, s squared, all divided by 4. Perfect, guys. I can see that you guys are working hard at home. All right. Now, guys, let us move on to the next question. Right. To the next question. Right. Now, the next question is a simultaneous equation. Right. It says here you solve for P and Q simultaneously. So in other words, you'll get, at the end of the day, you'll get your P equals to and your R, your Q equals to something. Now, because you're still very young, you're in your grade 10, what you can do is you can use the elimination method, or you make one variable the subject of the formula. All right. Now, but you give it a name, like we've said in the grade 12 one simultaneous equation, you can give it any name, but as long as you remember to use it. Some of you are saying equation 1, or some people are saying equation D times zege and whatnot. So just that, but as long as you use it in your follow-up statements. Okay, this is my first equation. This is my second equation. Now I look at these two equations. I've got 6q plus 7p equals to 3, and 2q plus p equals to 5. Right? I can make this the same as that. What can I do to 2q to make it 6? Right? Thank you. I got that answer from Limpopo. So times 3. Right? So if you multiply the whole thing by 3, so you say multiply equation number 2 by 3. So what you do on the left hand side, you multiply by 3, and then the right hand side you also multiply by 3. So if you multiply the whole thing by 3, so this is what happens. 3 times 2q, you get your 6q, right? P times 3, you get your 3p equals to 5 multiplied by 3, that's 15. Okay, this is our new equation 2. I can say it's equation 2a, you can say it's 3, whatever you call it. Okay, now, so I've got equation 2a. Let me just bring down that equation 1 so that we can see what we're working with. So plus 7p equals to 3. This is our equation number 1, right? We kept it the same. Right now, so we're going to say, tell the marker equation 2a minus equation 1. So what you do is, you say 6q minus 6q, you get a note, so the q is eliminated, all right? So we have the page, all right, no problem, no worries. So we're going to work on that side. Right, 6q minus 6q is 0. And the 3p minus 7p, we get the negative 4p equals to the 15 minus 3, you get 12. Now, guys, we've got only one unknown here. You divide by minus 4 throughout, you get a p is negative 3. So this is our equation number 3. So we've got the value of p, so p is negative 3. Now you tell the marker, then substitute 3 into 2a, right? So in other words, where I see p, I'm going to sub in the minus 3, right? In our 2a, you've got your 6q, right, plus 3 bracket minus 3 equals to 15, right? Then we have 6q equals to 15 plus 9, that gives us 24. Now, what is 24 divided by 6? Then you get your q equals to 4. So in other words, we have p is negative 3 and q is equals to positive 4. Any questions there, because we're almost done?
We have the right answers from the mind-setters. Some are saying q is equal to 8 divided by 3. Is that correct?
Nope. P is negative 3 and q is positive 4.
All right, but we have the right answers, which is p equal to minus 3, and for another one, it's q equal to 4.
Perfect. I'm so glad that the grade 10s are working, and I'm assuming the grade 11s are also going to be working, and the grade 12s are also working. Guys, thank you very much for listening. This concludes...
I don't know where does this come from, but they say the grade 10s from Limpopo.
No. I got it from the guys who are watching in Limpopo. Okay.
All right. Okay. I'm just going to say this in Zulu also. All right.
All right.
Because you don't have a right.
Thank you very much. Okay.
All right.
Guys,
thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate it. Unfortunately, that's where we have to end it.
No problem. No problem. We can keep on helping these guys. Guys, we're getting there. We're getting there. Push, push, push. If you had this as your homework, tomorrow morning at 7, you're handing in to your teachers. No, it's getting very personal. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Otherwise, to all you of you mindsetters for watching, really appreciate. From us to you, we just want to say, keep learning more, because that's what mindset is all about. Learn more, learn extra. Last week and last of last week, we've been telling you how to access the Learning Hub. As you can see, I'll be having it on my screen because, you know, technology, this is what it does. But otherwise, we're having a competition which is called the Learn Extra Marathon Competition. Basically, on the competition, for some reason, oh yeah, this is it. You know, when technology fails you, you need to make a plan. Otherwise, this is the Learning Hub. We've got tons and tons of material loaded there, exam revision material, free stuff, and also some material and that you can buy on the Learning Hub. But otherwise, telling you about the competition now, we only need about 500 new entries for us to have our first draw. Mindset and Samsung have partnered together to bring you the Learn Extra Exam Marathon Competition, whereby all you need to do is to download today's notes on the link that I'll post on Facebook. After downloading those notes, when you look on your notes, there's a race number there on the last page. Use that race number to enter into the competition. Fill in the entry form, which is also on the link that I'll provide on Facebook. Guys, get your friends also to enter for the competition, because you're standing a chance of winning one of 3 Samsung tabs, one of 3 Samsung Notes, and one of 3 Samsung tabs. So this is an awesome opportunity for yourself. Otherwise, for today's show, we have an exciting show also ready for you. You need to join us on Facebook. Our Facebook link is facebook.com/learnextra. Like the page, invite your friends also, and let's chat on the page, ask some questions also. But lastly, download your notes right now on the link that will be on your Facebook. Let's learn more, Mr. Mjad.
Thank you. As I was saying, guys, we're looking at your revision, which is your first term's work. I know most of you have forgotten of this work, and in few days you're writing your final exams. So I'm going to n minus n squared. Okay, so I'm multiplying the first bracket to the second bracket. Now, do the distributive law. So I'm going to have the m multiplied by m squared. So I've got m to exponent 1 times m squared, which gives us m to 1 plus 2. So this gives us m to exponent 3, right? I move on to m multiplied by negative 6mn. The negative times the positive, I get negative 6. And you've got m multiplied by m, which is m squared, okay? Multiplied by that n. So we're done with the first two. We move on to the last one, okay? Now, I've got m multiplied by minus n squared. So this is to go a bit slow this evening because the matrics were saying a bit too fast, but it's just that they were listening too slow. Okay, guys, now we've got the first question, which says simplify the following expressions fully, right? So now we look at m minus 2n, right, multiplied by m squared minus 6mn minus n squared. So what does this mean? This bracket here, whatever is in this bracket, I'm going to multiply with the whole bracket there. Now, because we are still in grade 10, let's just go a bit slow. I'm going to multiply whatever is in the first bracket by the second bracket. So in other words, I am going to have m bracket m squared minus 6mn minus n squared minus 2n bracket m squared minus 6m.
Hello to you all, grade 10s, and welcome to it. This is your favorite show, Learn Extra Live. You might be wondering, it is 5 o'clock. Yes, we told you last week that we are changing into this new time slot. So we've kind of upgraded you. So you are now from 5 up until 6 o'clock this whole week, since it is our exam revision. Otherwise, my name is AB, also known as Abram. I'm joined by Mr. Mchali. How are you, sir?
Hey, Tzara.
Grand.
I'm good, Chief.
Already.
Very much ready.
Great. What are we doing on this revision?
We're doing grade 10, just revision of first term's work.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, talking about revision, mindsetters, you know that we've been telling you more about the Samsung competition that we're having and about the Learning Hub from Samsung. As you've seen that